They praised him for his silence. They did not know it was killing them. There was a knight who never spoke, not when his mother died in the winter of his 15th year, her hand growing cold in his, not when he knelt before the king and received his sword, not when he rode into battle, surrounded by the screams of dying men. He swallowed every word, every cry, every prayer. He learned to bury sound beneath the weight of silence, and the kingdom loved him for it. They called him composed, disciplined, strong. They did not know he was already rotting from the inside. The halls echoed now, not with footsteps or laughter, but with the absence of these things. The silent knight walked through corridors that had once been filled with life. Now there was only the slow drag of his armored boots against stone, a sound like bones scraping against a tomb. He told himself this was peace. The kingdom had grown still under his watch. Where there had once been chaos the messy, violent eruption of human feeling, there was now only calm. A terrible, endless calm. The people no longer sang. They no longer wept or laughed. They moved through their days like ghosts, their faces smooth and empty, their voices forgotten. He had shown them the way. Silence was strength, emotion was weakness, and so they stopped feeling. The knight patrols at night, his gauntleted hand resting on his sword. The moon hangs pale and sickly in the sky. He does not flinch. He does not turn. He moves forward because that is what he has always done, never looking back, never stopping to examine the trail of silence he leaves behind. But tonight, something is different. A whisper curls through the air, so faint he almost mistakes it for wind. You're afraid. He stops. The corridor stretches endlessly before him. He tightens his grip on his sword and continues walking. You loved her, and you said nothing. His breath catches just for a moment, just enough to betray him. The armor around his chest feels tighter, pressing against ribs that ache with held breath. He does not know whose voice it is. It might be his own. The voices come every night after that. They are quiet at first, easy to ignore, but they grow bolder, hungrier. They crawl through the cracks in his silence like water through stone. You envied him. You wished he would fall. You hated your father. You were glad when he died. You wanted to scream, but you swallowed it down like poison. He stops sleeping. He walks the empty halls until dawn breaks gray and cold, until his legs shake with exhaustion. But even waking, the voices find him. They whisper from behind locked doors, from inside empty rooms. The armor grows heavier each day. The metal groans when he moves, a sound like breaking bones. One night, he stands before a mirror in the throne room. He does not recognize the figure staring back. The face behind the helmet is gaunt, hollow-eyed. The armor is tarnished, streaked with rust that looks like dried blood. When did he begin to rot? Look at what you've done. The voices hiss, all of them speaking at once now. Look at what your silence has cost. He tears his gaze from the mirror and walks. The cathedral stands at the heart of the dead kingdom, its spires reaching toward a starless sky. The doors hang open like a mouth, darkness spilling out onto the steps. He has not entered this place in years, not since he learned that prayer required words and words required feeling. But the voices lead him here. They whisper from the shadows, from the alcoves where candles have long since burned out. They echo in the vaulted ceiling, multiplying, overlapping. "Come," they say, "come and see." He walks down the aisle, his footsteps impossibly loud. At the far end, a statue looms, a figure of a knight, kneeling in prayer, hands clasped, head bowed, carved from pale stone that gleams in the moonlight. He has knelt before this statue 1,000 times, begged wordlessly for strength. But tonight, as he approaches, he sees something new. A crack. It runs from the statue's chest to its throat, a dark line splitting the stone. As he watches, the crack widens. Splinters of marble fall away, clattering like breaking teeth. And from within the statue, something screams. It is a sound he has never heard, ragged, torn from a throat closed for too long. It is rage and grief and love and terror all at once, a lifetime of swallowed words erupting into the air. The scream does not stop. It goes on and on, shaking dust from the rafters. The statue shatters. Pieces of stone explode outward, and in the wreckage, he sees himself. Not the knight he has become, silent, armored, hollow, but the boy he was before. A boy with tears streaming down his face, mouth open in an endless cry, hands reaching towards something that is no longer there. The silent knight falls to his knees. The armor around his chest cracks, the metal splitting like eggshell. He tries to hold it together, but it's no use. The cracks spread across his breastplate, up his shoulders, down his legs until the entire suit of armor is a web of breaking lines. And then it shatters. The sound is deafening, metal tearing, plates collapsing onto stone. For a moment, he is buried beneath the wreckage of what he used to be. Then he draws breath, and he screams. It tears out of him like something living, something that has been trapped inside for so long it has grown teeth. It is not pain, though there is pain in it. It is not fear, though fear threads through it. It is release of every word he never spoke, every tear he never shed, every moment of joy or sorrow or rage he swallowed down and locked away. He screams until his throat is raw, until his lungs burn, until there is nothing left inside him but the terrible, beautiful emptiness of having finally let go. The sound echoes through the cathedral, through the empty streets, through the silent kingdom, and slowly, impossibly, the silence breaks. In the streets, a woman gasps her first breath in months. She turns to her husband and speaks his name, and he weeps to hear it. In the market square, a child laughs. Other children join in, their voices rising like birds taking flight. In the palace, the king looks up from his throne and realizes he is crying. The kingdom wakes. The silent knight lies on the cathedral floor, surrounded by the ruins of his armor. His hands are bare for the first time in years, pale and scarred and trembling. He does not move. He does not speak. But for the first time in longer than he can remember, he feels, and it does not destroy him. They found him the next morning, still and quiet in the dawnlight. Some say he died that night. Others say he simply walked away, disappearing into a world that had learned to feel again. But everyone agrees on what they heard. That scream, the one that shattered silence and woke a dying kingdom, still echoes through the ruins. Not constantly, not loudly, but on certain nights, when the wind moves through empty corridors, you can hear it. A sound like breaking, like birth, like the first breath after drowning. They say his cry still echoes through the ruins, not of agony, but of freedom. The silent night found his voice, and in doing so, found peace.